All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people, just like you and just like me. So, news about Jim Peterik, formerly of Survivor, now in this band here called Pride of Lions. I know this is basically a project band. I'm not sure if he performs music from this group in particular when he's out there on the road, but this is his latest effort. I figured I would show it off since he's in the news. Himself and Toby Hitchcock, really great material. If you like Survivor, you should check out Pride of Lions. And maybe some Styx influences there, like the Dennis DeYoung Styx era with Toby Hitchcock singing, because Toby could sing either for Styx or Survivor. But Jim Peterik was performing with his first band, Ides of March. You might remember the song Vehicle. My Jim Peterik story is that he was one of the first people I got to interview on this channel. And he said something that really helped my confidence during the interview. He said, "You know what? You really know what you're talking about." So the guy who helped write Eye of the Tiger, Hold On Loosely, The Search Is Over, Fantasy Girl, all of these songs I grew up listening to on the radio, and he says that about me. So at that point, I'm like, you know what? You can bash me all you want, but Jim Peterik says I know what I'm talking about. So I was saying that to some people, and they got a kick out of it, and I'm sure the people in all the melodic rock chat rooms were outraged. How could Jim like that guy? Anyway, the good news about Jim here is he had an accident, but he appears to have fully recovered. Jim Peterik was performing with the Ides of March. He collapsed from apparent heat exhaustion while performing Sunday afternoon. Ron Onesti, president and CEO of the Onesti Entertainment Corporation, later said Peterik is in good spirits and is expected to be okay. Peterik was playing guitar and singing with the Ides of March at about 4:30 p.m. when he collapsed during the final song of the performance, at least the first half of that performance. I guess they were going to do another set, but he was in the last song of the first set. It says here he got a little dizzy and fell backward. We called the ambulance, he added. He was 100% coherent the whole time and smiling and communicating. He didn't pass out or anything like that, so it looks to me like there should be no issue whatsoever. Onesti said Peterik had been on stage for a long time and was wearing a heavy costume. A doctor said the collapse likely was the result of heat exhaustion and dehydration. The show, Cornerstones of Rock, also featured the New Colony Six, the Crying Shames, and the Buckinghams, all Chicago area old-time favorite bands. Peterik, a Chicago native and Grammy winner, is best known for writing hits including Vehicle with the Ides of March and Eye of the Tiger with Survivor. I love how they just boil it down to two songs. The great Jim Peterik. Hopefully Jim is okay. It appears that he is, but man, oh man. Really a rock legend, an unheralded rock legend. And that's partly because of the way Survivor ended, which, number one, it ended too soon. Number two, there's this acrimony between Frankie Sullivan and Jim Peterik that apparently continues to this day. I mean, if you were going to get Survivor back together again, there are a couple of people who I would suggest. One gentleman by the name of Mark Shearer, who's worked with Jim Peterik. You could also, and I'm talking about singers, because it's really hard to replace the late Jimmy Jamison. But if you wanted to get Survivor back together again, for one last tour with Jim and Frankie apparently just doesn't want to do anything. And I'm not sure why that is. A great band with a great catalog. I mean, there are bands out there that have real crappy catalogs, and they tour year after year, and people go see them for their 3 or 4 hit songs and then some deeper tracks, and they'll probably perform other bands' material to make up for their set, so it's a little bit longer. You don't have to really do that with Survivor. I mean, you may not think of all these songs off the top of your head, but right from their very first album, they had material that was on FM rock stations, and you can go almost album by album and find really great music to, add to a set. And a few songs, obviously, that didn't get on the radio that are amazing because it's Jim Peterik, right? He's one of the best. So anyway, here's to a full recovery for Jim Peterik. Hope to see him back out there. And hydrate, Jim, and stop wearing outfits provided to you by Gene Simmons, all right? Let Gene fall backwards and stuff. I mean, I'm thinking he's getting paid a lot more than you are, which is a travesty, all right? It just is, because Jim Peterik, a lot of talent right there, a lot of humble greatness, and not a lot of pomp and circumstance. But, the purple hair, it's Jim Peterik and the purple hair. And by the way, that's awesome. It just works for him. Not everybody can rock the purple hair, but Jim can do it. So anyway, here are Pride of Lions. Again, this is their latest effort. It's called Dream Higher. I purchased it right when it came out, and it's a great album. And you can go back through all the Pride of Lions albums, and if you can find the Peterik Shearer album, Mark Shearer, and it's Scherer from Mark Shearer. He's such a great singer. That guy could either be in Styx or he could be in Survivor. I mean, he's just great. And Jim was smart enough to recruit him for an album. And if you can find that album, it's definitely worth purchasing. And I'm pretty sure you can still stream it online, because online is forever. Much like this channel, hopefully, right? Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget about Patreon and also Modern Retro Radio. And I'm pretty sure they may have added something from this album, since Jim is a legacy artist. So check that out for classic music from classic artists, or new music from classic artists, over on Modern Retro Radio. All right, I am done. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.